I was just rolling around the SDRs. This is KC9VKV. Station, come back and try it again, please.
Alpha Bravo 7, Hotel Zulu.
Alpha Bravo 7 station, come back with a call sign.
Alpha Bravo 7, Hotel Zulu. Jim, this is George, and I talked to you back in December, and you gave me some pretty good information, and I was just checking it out again. Over.
Roger. Was that George?
That's affirmative.
Roger. And what's your location, George?
South Alabama, and you had mentioned about the Heil Pro earphone microphone set, and I was able to get that, so I wanted to kind of check that out today. Over.
Roger. Well, tell me about your antenna there for a minute.
My antenna is a dipole inverted Z of about 24 feet, and my rig is an ICOM IC7300. My mic gain is roughly 40%, running 100 watts, no compression. Over.
All right, so put the compressor in line at about a 3. In line at about a 3. Roger.
Roger, in line, and it's on 3, and testing 1, 2, 3, over.
All right, now it sounded a little bassier that time than before. Were you maybe working the mic just a little bit different?
No, I was just using it as I set it up. Do I need to be further away or closer to? Over.
Well, let's consult the ALC. Let's see what your ALC says.
My ALC is pretty close to topping out. Over.
All right, so pull your mic gain down. What is 40 now?
Affirmative.
All right, pull your mic gain down to 35.
Mic gain is now down to 35. It's backed off just a little, but not too much. Over.
Roger. You want to be running between half scale and 2/3.
Half scale and 2/3. Roger.
Are you at that point now, or it's still hot?
I am still hot. Over.
All right. Pull your mic gain down to 3.5. Roger.
Roger. I was on 3.5 and now I'm on 3.0. Roger.
All right, and take a look again at your ALC and see what you got.
Right now my ALC is running pretty close to 9 on it, which is pretty close to topping out. Over.
All right. What mic are you running?
I'm running the Heil Pro set with the built-in microphone on the earphones. Over.
Okay. What I would suggest would be to work that microphone just a little bit further away from your mouth, just a little bit further away, because it does sound like it's what's called proximity effect. Dynamic microphone, as you get closer to it, it has a bass build-up anomaly. Roger?
Roger, and I've just moved it a little further away. Do you think that helps at all? Over.
I think so. Now check your ALC running it like that.
The ALC is still topping out pretty close to 9, and I'm at 30% gain. My comp is running at 3. Over.
Okay. Let's do EQ for just a minute. What's your tone?
Hold on just a minute. Let me get there. Over.
Roger. Menu settings.
That's where I went to, and hold on just a minute.
This is KC9VKV on the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog network. Right now, we're working with George on his boom mic on his headset, and we are recording between now and 5, so jump in line there, and we'll get back to George here and see what's going on.
For some reason, I cannot bring that up. I can't figure out where it is. Hold on.
I would be in the menu, settings, tone.
Roger, I have that now. Over.
All right, and what are you running now? What's your EQ? What's your reading?
Right now I'm running a bass of +1 and a treble of +3, over.
All right, take that bass to -1. Take your bottom end EQ to -1.
Bottom end Q is now set at -1, over.
Wow, that was pretty steep there. You went from a +1 to a -1. Is that a Roger? Check that again.
Yes, the bass, transmit bass is on -1. My treble is +3, over.
Well, Roger, it's okay now, but that last transmission, boy, you were really thin. It sounded like you had been to -10 or 20, but it sounded better now. So tell me a little bit about your antenna.
My antenna is an inverted V, and it's a dipole on 40 meters and 20. It's up 24 feet and about 10 feet on each end, over.
All right, that sounds pretty good. Now check your ALC.
ALC is back down around 7, so that's looking a little bit better, over.
Okay, I seem to, there's a tonality change back and forth on that microphone. It sounds like you might be working it different from one time to the next time, Roger.
I'm leaving it set pretty much as it is, and not much is moving, so I'm at a loss as to that, over.
Okay, just the way you were just then, that was absolutely perfect. So when you work that microphone, just work it that way. I don't know, maybe, you know, it's hard to be off mic with a boom, headset boom, you know?
Yeah, and I'll keep that in mind, but the information you gave me back in December really helped a lot, and having this reconfirmed is going to give me a good idea, especially when I can listen to it on YouTube, over.
Roger. Now there again, you were pretty shallow on the bottom end, so I don't know. Maybe it's, you know, maybe you have to look at it a certain way. It just seems to be very sensitive, the response as to how you work it. You know, it's got a lot of or the absence of a lot of bottom end from time to time. You know.
Yeah, I moved it in just a little bit more. Does that seem like it's any better, over?
Well, it kind of is heavy on the bottom end, kind of muffly almost, you know, and that's why we moved it out to get rid of that.
I agree with that.
Yeah, is that any better now that I moved it out, over?
Yes, is that pretty much where we moved it the first time?
Yeah, pretty close.
Okay, so you know, for whatever reason, it seems to be very temperamental about the way you work it. I'm not really sure why, though. Let's talk to me a little bit more about what's your ground system? Do you have a ground system?
Yes, it's pretty solid. I've got 4 8-foot ground rods in, and they're all connected, and then I run the short ground wire into the shack, over.
Roger. Now, just out of curiosity, that boom mic, is there a way that you can check it one way and then turn it around and check it the other? Make sure you've got the right end towards the mic or towards your mouth.
Yeah, let me try to turn it around. Let's see if that does anything.
Not nice to tune up on an active frequency. Whoever, not very good to tune up on an active frequency. Go 3 clicks up, 4 clicks down, but not on an active frequency. Thank you.
I just disengaged the conference on it. Does that make any difference, over?
I was switching around to see if I could get a better SDR copy. Repeat again, please.
I had just switched the comp off. I'm running mic gain at 30%. Is that any better, over?
What did you switch off?
The compressor.
No, I would leave the compressor on. You know, that's part of the motif. The compressor's doesn't have hardly anything to do with tonality. Not the kind of shift that's going there. I was thinking like, does that boom mic? It's got a windscreen on it, right?
It does. Affirmative. Over.
I was just wondering the possibilities of the diaphragm actually getting turned over underneath the windscreen.
I'll have to look at that and see, and I won't take up any more of your time. I know you got people that want to get in, and I'll listen to it on the YouTube, and then I'll try to get back to you later on.
Roger, when you listen back, listen to the tonality shifts. 1 minute it's got a nice curve, and the next minute it's muddy, and the next minute it's tinny. So you know, just to check that out. It's an anomaly that I'm not really sure why it happens, but I think it is an acoustic thing. I don't think it's an electronic shift of EQ or anything. I think it's the actual microphone and the way it's perceiving your dialogue one time and then the other time. So anyway, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, and then that'll take you to the Qso-Vlog page, and on that page look for Qso entitled My Group Air Check 32219. My Group Air Check 32219. And we'll say 3 years for now, and we'll catch you later, George, and be sure and try to join us next Friday, and maybe we can pursue this anomaly on the boom mic a little bit further. This is KC9VKV.